All right, guys, here's another workout from the basement. So today we're not going to actually warm up. I went out and jogged for about 20 minutes before we started. Apparently Sade's coming to say hi. So make sure you do a little bit of something, stretch, jog, do some jump rope, at least for a couple minutes before we get started. I've got my board here. We're doing an EMOM workout today, so every minute on the minute. So it's going to be a bunch of different exercises. We're going to do a couple sets of each exercise. The way it's going to work is we're going to do a full set, so 12 reps of something, and then after those 12 reps, we're going to hold the position in the hardest spot of that exercise for the remainder of the minute. When the minute starts over, we do another set of 12, we hold it again. We're doing that 3 times for each exercise. So we've got the board to remind us where to go. If you can't read it, don't worry about it. You've got me to tell you what you're doing. So we'll get set up and ready. So don't worry about having a timer. I've got the timer here. So we're starting off with lunges on that right leg. All right, so find a comfortable position. Keep your feet spaced. We're doing 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, come back down and hold it. So we've got about 30 seconds or so to hold in that down position. So we're really fatiguing muscles today. So doing stuff like this, anytime you add holds to something, makes things a lot harder, right? You don't need weight, or at least not a lot of it, to make this really challenging. So we're doing good. If you want to add music for yourself today, that's fine. I don't have mine queued up, so we'll just have to suffer through some silence, or you'll listen to me talk the whole time, which is fine too. 3, 2, 1. Woo, quick rest, start it over. 1, 2, hands can do whatever you want, whatever keeps you balanced. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Woo, come on back down and hold it down. So you may start to notice a couple things, right? Quad is going to start to fatigue, get tired, might shake. Shaking's okay. Glutes, you'll feel those for sure. If your quad on the opposite side's really tight, then you might start to feel that get a little bit stretched, especially as you're holding in that down position. And that's okay too. A lot of times a good way to increase mobility is to do some mild weighted type stretching, so this is a good way to do that. All right, last set of 12 on this leg. Woo, here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last hold on this leg for this. So you're just trying to breathe as normal as you can. The better you can breathe and control it, better stamina you'll have doing other stuff. If you need to come out of it, if things are just really fatiguing you too much, that's okay. Stand up, take a quick stretch, come back down immediately, right? Sometimes just that second of relief is enough, but we're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, good. All right, stretch it up. Shake that leg out. Same thing, we're just switching sides. So I'm gonna start my timer over, get set on that other leg, and go. Here's 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last rep, and bring it down, sink it down and hold it. If you get real bored on total holds, you can always add a tiny little pulse. Sometimes just that little bit of movement takes your mind off things, makes things go a little quicker. As long as you're staying down, the goal is to not come all the way back up and straighten that leg. So whatever you need to do to maintain that sunk position, as long as your floating knee isn't kneeling, right? No cheating. Almost there, 5 seconds left on the hold. And stretch it up, start it over. Ooh, balance is starting to go. See, my legs are getting tired already. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and hold it. So again, something like sets of 10 and 12 are great for an every minute on the minute workout, because usually that's about how long it takes, as big of a set it takes, to get you to 30 seconds, right? So if you're doing work for 30 seconds and holding for 30 seconds, that's a good balance. So we've got about 10 seconds left on this second hold on this leg. Whoo! And my legs are already burning, but we got a lot of leg work today, so we'll see how that goes. All right, 1, last set of reps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last hold, sink it down, guys. So those of you that do some yoga once in a while, think of this kind of like your crescent pose. Just breathe through that burn. Oh. So you got about 15 seconds left on this hold. Our next move is going to be a single leg deadlift. So balance getting a little more incorporated. Might not feel like a whole ton of work since you're not gaining a lot of weight here, right? We're not holding on to anything, but that's okay. So single leg deadlift, when you're not using extra weight, the goal is a nice hip hinge. You can reach kind of out and forward towards the floor in front of you, but don't feel bad if you don't touch the floor. So ideally it's gonna look something like this. And the hold is gonna be forward, right? So we're here. Front knee, you notice my front knee, it bends a little bit, right? We're not doing the splits. This isn't Rockettes practice. Don't feel like you need to be on a perfectly stiff leg, but we're starting that timer over. So whichever leg you want to start with, I'm on my left. Same thing, we're doing 12. So 1, 2, 3. You might notice you're a little more wobbly, so balance might take a little bit more time. Might take you more than those 30 seconds to do those 12 reps. That's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Beautiful, coming out for that hold, that balance. All right, so a lot of hip work now since we're balancing. Foot might get a little crampy. So again, this hold might be a little bit shorter since balance work, when you incorporate it with strength work, sometimes makes you slow down a little bit. That's okay. 3, 2, 1, bring it up. Quick shake, start it over. 1, 2, whoop, 3. You notice I'm touching my foot down in between each rep, just kind of doing a little balance check so I'm not tipping over. Looking good. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Coming back over for that balance hold. mind. Arms can do whatever you need to balance here, right? So if you need airplane, that's fine. I kind of move mine around depending on where I'm at. But that half hinge, right, we're in balanced forward. Glute should start burning quite a bit here. All right, bring it up. Quick shake. Started over last time on this side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see me starting to tip. Oh man. Last 2. 11 and 12. Ooh, this leg's going to be glad to have a little rest next. So even my calf is starting to quiver a little bit, right? Because balancing, you got to stabilize your ankle just as much as you got to stabilize your hip. So don't be surprised when that calf gets fatigued. You might notice that starts to burn as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. All right, shake that leg out. As you can see, Sadie wants to help today quite a bit. So if she starts bumping into me on that balance, don't be surprised if I topple over here. All right, so we're switching legs. Same exercise, same thing. So getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Starting with 12. And since Sade's in my way, I'm just going to use her as my reach goal. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, bring it forward into that balance. Again, arms wherever you need them to be. You notice probably that I don't tend to wear shoes when I work out at home. You can if you prefer. You don't have to. Sometimes having the feet free so your toes can grip the floor helps a little bit, right? That big toe pushing in, if your foot's wobbling side to side, that really helps make the calf stronger, make the ankle stronger. 3, 2, 1. Straighten up, start it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like I've slowed down quite a bit on this set, but that's okay. 10, 11, and 12. And bring it down. So especially when you do one-sided things, you're going to notice one side's probably stronger than the other or has more endurance than the other. That side for me is my left, so my right side is already starting to feel it quite a bit more than my left side was. 3, 2, 1. Oh, last set of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking good. You got 3 to go. Here's 11 and 12 and balance. So if you've been going at my pace, we got about 20-second balance, right? So a little bit shorter than some of the others. My balancing leg is getting burned. So that glute is really feeling it, especially with this little half hinge forward that I'm in. But thankfully, that is it. All right, so give those legs a shake. And the next one, well, you gotta move them. Next one's gonna be squats, right? Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. whatever version of squats you want to do, so you can change it for every set, right? Every time that minute starts over, if you want to change foot position, as long as there's a position that you're able to hold. So don't make your feet so narrow that if you come down, you're going to tip over backwards, right? So same thing, we're doing 12 and then hold, minute starts over, we're doing 3 minutes, getting ready. So here we go and start. 1, 2, 3. Going down as low as you can. The bigger the range of motion, the better, generally, I feel like. But that is totally up to you, what you have the strength to control and what you feel comfortable with. So don't feel like you've got to do everything exactly the way that I'm doing it. I'm just the guide. You can shuck and jive as you need to. 1 more. All right, and that hold, remember we're halfway. So knees are bent, butts back, hands, whatever you want them to do. I just find they're easier for me. Bring them in the middle, they're out of my way, I don't know. About 15 seconds left on that hold. Whew, so this one's a tough one, right? Already burned out from a couple holds earlier. We did some single leg stuff to start, so those muscles were already feeling it. All right, bring it up. Start it over. I'm going to turn out and get a little wider. We're going to do some sumos. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there. Here's 11 and 12, and bring it down and hold. Try to breathe normal. Take nice deep breaths. Don't let yourself start getting into hyperventilation mode just because you're tired. The better control you can exert, the longer you'll be able to last, right? Get that oxygen out to the rest of the body. All right, stretch it up. Last set of squats. I'm just going to come back to normal. Here's 8, 9, 10, 11. Get a good cheek squeeze on that raise and sink it down. So try, it's tricky, you saw me almost do it, right? Try not to cheat. If you can rest here, my legs aren't doing quite so much because now my arms are helping hold my upper body up. So hands up and off, just like you would for a wall sit, right? Oh, 5 seconds to go, you guys. 2, 1, all right, and I'm getting hot. Don't mind me. Socks are coming off, all right. So next one, side lunges. We did these in last time's workout, right? So feet super wide, toes kind of angled out, and just make sure that as you go towards one side, knee kind of goes the same direction the toes are going. So we're going to do a full set on one side, right, instead of going back and forth like we usually do. So we'll do 3 sets on one leg, 3 sets like we did on the other leg with lunges. All right, so getting ready. Here we go. 1. Make sure when you come over, and I know you guys can't see my feet, it's a little tricky, but my foot, as I come over onto that side, is staying flat on the ground, right? So that heel's not coming up. I'm using my whole foot to push through. 3, 2, and 1, and hold. So again, kind of similar position to your squat hold, right? Your butt's back. Leg is a little bit wider here, unless you were doing sumo squats last time. is just make sure that offloaded leg is straight, right? Sometimes it gets, especially if you get tired, it gets easy to want to cheat. You want to bend into that leg and let that leg take some of the work. Try to avoid that. 3, 2, 1, press it up, start it over. Here we go. 1, 2, again, going as low as you feel comfortable, even if it takes you a slower cadence than what I'm doing, that's fine. Big range of motion of work is never a bad thing. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Woo, bring it down and hold. So hands on the hips. I know I said try not to cheat last time. Hands on the hips really aren't cheating because I can't really push into anything, right? It's hands out here that kind of give you a brace. So if hands on the hips make sense for you and that's where you like them, that's just fine. 5 seconds. Oh, and up. And last set of 12. Here we go. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and hold. Last set on this side. Remember, we still got to switch and do the other leg. So breathe as easy as you can while you can. So I know holds, sounds ridiculous, and if you've been in class with me before, you hear this all the time. Try to use those holds as much for recovery, even though they're hard, as you can. All right, press it up. Whew, if you need to step together and give the legs a little shake, that's fine. But remember, we're coming back to this position because now we're just going to the other side. Start that timer. Getting ready. And here we go. So you might notice one side, hips is a little more flexible. You might notice one side, the inner thigh is a little more flexible. That's fine. Don't let yourself worry about it. It's not something that if you feel like, oh, I went lower on the other side, I have to force myself to go to the same depth. Got 2 more, by the way. 1, 2. Good, down for our hold. So don't feel like things have to be perfectly symmetrical side to side. The more you do things, things will open up and you'll be able to get a more matched mobility from side to side. And there I am trying to cheat again. See, everyone does it, especially when you're getting tired and that leg's starting to burn. About 10 seconds to go on this hold. So again, similar to a yoga pose, right? Kind of like warrior 2, but not quite. Here we go, second set of 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew, all right, bring it down. About a 25-second hold by the time we got down here. So just keep breathing. Try and stay as low as you can. We're getting there. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Stretch it up. Take a quick breath. Starting over. Last set of reps here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Be really mindful about what muscles you're squeezing, right? Don't just fly through the motions. 10, 11, and 12. Last one, sink it down. Breathe, 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 right? Holding your breath, especially during a hold, right? It's one thing if you're doing a heavy squat and you're just trying to hold your breath for a second in the right position. Holding your breath during a hold doesn't do you so much good. So, 5 seconds left, guys, almost there. All right, so the last two, we're coming down to the floor. So, hip bridges. So we're coming down into a sit-up position. Same format, same thing, right? So 3 sets of 12 with a hold after each set. Feet, kind of close to your glutes, right? Because glutes are going to be the main workers here. If you want to tune into the hamstrings a little bit more, scoot your feet farther away from you, and you'll probably feel that center in more on the hamstrings than on the glutes. But here we go. So coming all the way down, make sure you're squeezing butt cheeks and not low back to bring hips off the floor. Timer is started. Getting ready. And go. Here's 1, 2. So you might feel like, oh, I'm not going very high. That's okay, right? I'm not doing a back bend. I'm squeezing my glutes as hard as I can just to get my hips as high as I can. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Bring it up. Hold it up. So again, double leg exercise. If you're used to doing hip bridges, this may not feel too bad. But mixing in holds always makes it harder, always boosts the endurance factor. Now your body's gotta deal with it longer, gotta fight through it a little bit more. So if you're looking for ways to make things more challenging, that's always a good way to do it. Add holds in key positions and difficult positions. That can be an easy thing to add to body weight exercise while we're stuck at home. All right, starting over to that 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and hold it. So if you wanted to make this more challenging, you could always do the bridges as single leg, right? So you can stop the video, do 3 on one leg, 3 on the other leg. If you're not used to doing single leg bridges, whoo baby, that is a hard one, especially if you're gonna add that hold to it. So just be careful, right? You wanna be able to walk and put your pants on tomorrow. So I would not suggest starting that way if you've never done single leg bridges, or if you have, but maybe you haven't done high volumes of them. All right, bring it down. Last set of reps. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost there, 11, and 12. Bring it down, bring it up, hold it there. Nice last little squeeze. Get that last bit of juice out of those lower body muscles, because our last exercise is going to be abs, so the legs will get a little bit of break. So just breathe in here, nice and easy. Keep those glutes squeezed, keep those hips working. 5 seconds left on that hold. All right, take a quick stretch after that one. Let that back, especially if you were kind of going into a full back bend there, let that back kind of lengthen back out. Alrighty, so last one is going to be bicycles. And the hold is whatever side you end your 12 reps on. So I'm sorry if it's tough to see me completely down here at the bottom. Kick some stuff out of the way so I can do this? All right. So bicycle crunch, right opposite knee to elbow. Nothing fancy, getting ready. And bring it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going a little slower than you're probably used to doing in classes. Again, slowing down, always a great way to make things harder. 3, 2, 1. Hold it on that other side. So you're holding knee towards the elbow, right? This is our challenge position, so to speak. And depending on how strong you feel, right, that other leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be a little bent. It can be up on a higher angle. Way down here is the hardest. And then we're modifying from there, you know, bringing it up, bringing it in. Whatever works. The goal is to be able to hold, but it should be challenging. Almost there, guys. About 5 seconds left on the hold. Quick drop, take a breath, start it over. So we're going to try to remember what side we held on that first time so that we can hold on the opposite side. The third hold we're going to do, it's going to be a little bit different than the first two, trying to stay even. And last one, and hold. Doing good. So even in your holds, if you picked a position and now you're really struggling, don't feel like you can't make modifications in the midst of things, right? You can always change things. You can always adjust. About 5 seconds to go. All right, quick breath. Back to those bicycles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That last hold. Doing almost like a Pilates 100 type position, right? So knees directly over the hips. Make sure you're not here. This makes it way easier. If you want to make it harder, knees out past the hips, right? Now I've got to hold up a lot more. Feet, shins can be parallel to the ground. Feet can be dropped. Not too particular about that, but notice my shoulders and my shoulder blades are curled up. If my neck starts getting tired, I can bring a hand back to support the head, but all that work is coming from the center. And you can tell I can breathe because I'm talking. So make sure you're breathing and relax. Beautiful work today, guys. So there's a nice little burn for you. Again, quick way to make things really hard at home, adding a time component, adding holds, things like that. You don't need a lot of weight, so don't get discouraged, and we'll see you again next time. Something a little different, something still hard, so be prepared to work. Have a good week.